Phil Robertson, Duck Dynasty patriarch, remembered as a man of God after passing amid health struggles. By Unleashed Hollywood News. Phil Robertson, the bearded patriarch who helped turn his Louisiana family into reality TV royalty with A&E's Duck Dynasty, has passed away after a prolonged battle with Alzheimer's and a painful blood disorder. His daughter-in-law, Korie Robertson, wife of Phil's son Willie, shared the heartbreaking news with fans via a Facebook post on Sunday, confirming that the 78-year-old had gone home to be with the Lord. In her message, Korie reflected on Phil's enduring faith and devotion to his Christian beliefs, noting that he spent much of his life reminding others that death wasn't the end, but a return to God's kingdom. She expressed deep gratitude for the outpouring of prayers and support the family has received and promised that the Robertsons would continue to carry on Phil's legacy of faith, family, and resilience. Phil's passing marks the end of an era for the family that rose to fame for their duck call empire and country-rooted values. Known for his wisdom, blunt honesty, and controversial takes on the world, Phil built more than just a business. He built a platform that resonated with millions of Americans who embraced his no-frills lifestyle and unapologetic worldview. Long battle with declining health. Though the official cause of death has not been publicly released, the family had been candid in recent months about Phil's deteriorating condition. Back in December, the Robertsons revealed in an emotional episode of their podcast, Unashamed with the Robertson Family, that Phil had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. The devastating diagnosis had begun to take a toll on his physical and cognitive abilities. In an earlier episode, Phil's son Jace opened up about the daily challenges his father faced, sharing that the elder Robertson was not only dealing with Alzheimer's but also battling a debilitating blood disorder. Jace said the disease was progressively worsening, causing excruciating pain and impacting Phil's mobility. "He's barely able to walk without crying out in pain," Jace admitted, his voice heavy with emotion. "It's been tough watching him suffer." Despite his suffering, those close to Phil say he never lost his faith. Until his final days, Phil reportedly held tight to his belief in God's plan and remained surrounded by family, love, and prayer. The rise of a dynasty. Phil Robertson was more than just a TV star, he was a cultural force. Born and raised in the backwoods of Louisiana, he lived a rugged life centered on family, hunting, and spirituality. In the 1970s, Phil founded Duck Commander, a company that specialized in handcrafted duck calls and outdoor gear. His innovation, combined with his son Willie's business acumen, helped turn the company into a multi-million-dollar empire. The success of Duck Commander eventually led to Duck Dynasty, which premiered on A&E in 2012. The show followed the lives of Phil, his wife Miss Kay, their sons, and extended family as they navigated the world of business, faith, and duck hunting, all while maintaining their southern roots. The series quickly became a massive hit, drawing in millions of viewers and turning the Robertsons into household names. Fans were drawn to their authenticity, family values, and unique sense of humor. Phil, with his long gray beard, camo attire, and straightforward wisdom, became the face of the franchise. The show ran for 11 seasons until its finale in 2017. Even after the cameras stopped rolling, the Robertsons maintained a loyal fan base through social media, speaking engagements, and podcasting. A controversial figure. While Phil was loved by many, he was also no stranger to controversy. In 2013, he was briefly suspended from Duck Dynasty following a GQ magazine interview in which he made inflammatory comments regarding homosexuality and race. The remarks sparked public backlash and reignited debates about free speech, religious beliefs, and representation in the media. Despite the controversy, A&E eventually reinstated Phil to the show after facing criticism from fans who rallied behind him, citing freedom of religious expression. The incident, though polarizing, only deepened the divide between his critics and his staunch supporters, many of whom saw him as a symbol of traditional American values under siege. In the years that followed, Phil largely stepped back from the spotlight, focusing on faith-based speaking engagements, podcasting with his family, and spending time in the outdoors. His political and spiritual commentary remained firm, often stirring conversation and debate, a testament to his unshakable conviction. A reboot without the patriarch. In a twist of timing, A&E recently announced plans to reboot Duck Dynasty for a new generation. However, in unveiling the project, the network made no mention of Phil Robertson, a glaring omission that left many fans wondering whether his declining health had precluded his involvement. Though it remains unclear if Phil was ever approached to participate in the reboot, some speculate that his health struggles and previous controversies may have played a role in his absence. Regardless, Phil's influence on the franchise and the family brand remains undeniable. His legacy will undoubtedly loom large over any future Duck Dynasty endeavors. Remembering Phil Robertson. As news of his passing spreads, tributes from fans and faith leaders have begun pouring in across social media, remembering Phil not just as a reality star, but as a man of deep conviction and character. From his humble beginnings in a Louisiana swamp to becoming the patriarch of a pop culture empire, Phil Robertson lived life on his own terms, guided by scripture, driven by purpose, and unapologetically himself. He taught us how to be bold in our faith and generous with our hearts, Korie Robertson wrote. His presence will be missed, but his spirit and teachings will forever be with us. The Robertson family has asked for continued prayers and privacy as they grieve this enormous loss and prepare to celebrate a life well lived. Details about memorial services have not yet been released. In the end, Phil Robertson's story is one of transformation, from a troubled past to a legacy built on redemption, resilience, and faith. Though he may no longer walk among us, the lessons he imparted and the empire he built will live on through his family, his fans, and the countless lives he touched.